se va. Sáquenme la botella que funda pa' gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile y bebe. Ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo pa' ti. Lo que tengo pa' ti. Sé que te va a encantar como meto yo.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil. And Gametime, welcome back, sir. We are countdown away 1 week. I don't even know how many days. I'm pretty sure True Cowboy Nation knows. But anyways, welcome back. I know it's been a couple of weeks since we've been on this broadcast, and I appreciate everybody coming back through. I was on vacation, on another vacation, and not those type of vacations, you know, where you need a vacation from a vacation, but, you know, those reunion type of vacations where everybody has an activity and you're walking theme parks and stuff, so you're tired. I know, don't feel sorry for me, but here I am back talking Cowboys football with my boy. Gametime, welcome back, sir.
Good evening. Welcome back, man. Love it. Good evening. I hope everybody's doing good, man. How you doing tonight? How are you?
As you can tell, like, I'm on a little bit of a rush. I was like running and trying to get everything. Trying to get everything before the 8 o'clock, and I was not thinking that I was going to make the 8 o'clock as well, too. So, hey, here I am, and this is kind of a put-together type of overlay, so I apologize. And, you know, not my best work, but still, you know, kind of trying to bring it a little bit there.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. You went red. You mix up a little red.
You change it up. I'm a little angry. I'm like, man, just with the season start. Come on, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I see Jack Meeker. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you, Jack? Alina, how are you? Jimbo, Clemente, Kid Cowboy. What's going on?
Randy McIntyre, Jesse Montanez.
McIntyre. What's going on? Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. I know Randy's tired of
talking.
But you know, at the end of the day, that's what we got, right? We sit here Friday, right? Friday night, we got Saturday, Sunday, and then Dallas reports on Monday. And then I don't know whether their opening press conference will probably be Tuesday, but I'm not sure. I'm not real positive. Maybe Monday night or Tuesday. I'm hoping it's Tuesday. But we shall see. But we got stuff to talk about tonight. We actually do. Regarding the Cowboys. So, listen, we always get to the chat, right? But you know, let's talk about what we need to talk about. You know.
Thank you, Clemente. Like, great. I appreciate the comments about the studio, the overlays. I mean, we're bringing it, man. Think about where we were in the past couple of years ago, where it was an empty, bare wall. Like, it was really bad. Like, but here we are, man. I'm enjoying the ride.
Well, Phil, when I first got this, just real quick. I don't want to get off the rails and be all boring, but real quick, when I mean, I guess I sold my pool table, right? I had a professional pool table here. I sold it for $5,000, right, Phil? And I was like, and then I was like, all right, well, you know, that's gone. I'm gonna start buying equipment. I started I think I was over in the corner, you know.
I remember that.
Cool.
You're like, oh yeah, it's coming up in the world.
That was nice. He was saying, oh man, I mean, it did look cool, but I mean, it wasn't. It was like a little cozy little nook. It really wasn't much more than that, but you know, and it is what. Yeah, but I remember when I first got here and I think I started with 2 screens maybe, or 1 screen.
I with the 1 screen, I was like, man, you need more screens. You need more screens.
Miserable.
You're like, no, I think I can do it with 2 screens.
Like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm effing mad.
I can't see everything.
And we're trying to do certain things. Looking back, we should never have done nothing that we talked about as far as the countdown. I should have just had Phil say, don't just let that go.
Just leave it alone.
Because it's easier.
Usually, in my line of business, we don't say no. We just try to figure it out, you know?
Yeah, I had my camera out in the middle of the room trying to get everything in. I'm like, dude, this is not right. There's something not right. But anyway, long story short, I know a lot more now than I know, and mainly from Phil. But
I heard that too, Jimbo.
Also just the trial and error, just doing it, right? When
Yeah.
I got an email that I did 250 Zoom calls since I bought Zoom. So there you go.
You got your money's worth. So you're saying you got your money's worth.
Last year I did 250 Zoom calls.
Golly. They're like, I like your business. They're trying to get you up with business loans and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're trying to sell me the business when I'm like,
Yeah. No, I don't need 1,600. You sure you don't need over 1,600 people to log
yeah, it's
on?
150. If everybody wants to know, it's $150 just for Zoom. Phil knows every little thing costs money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to do something on your phone? Well, that's going to cost you $5 a month. Oh, well, you want to have what's it called?
Well, even the editing software, any of those Filmora that I
yeah.
use for the edits, I use.
Yeah, well, Phil Moore.
Yep.
Well, and I don't have all the stuff that Phil has, and it's like, Jesus.
It adds up. So that's why I appreciate the support.
It's not here yet, but I really got the laptop for. I had a memory here on this computer. It's kind of antiquated, and I got a laptop, and it's 2 terabytes, so that's great. But I'm going to start using my GoPro. But again, the turnaround on that, Phil, is not fast.
No, it's not. I mean? No.
So it's kind of like I got to pick and choose. But anyway, let's circle back. Vinny Hagan. I don't see him. Little Dallas Cowboys. Damn, so much going on. I'm about to have a seat. Wow, is that good or bad, bro? I guess. Well, hey.
Well, I mean, you're hearing things. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard the rumors and stuff like that as well, too. I mean,
Now, he's talking about your graphics.
Oh, what was he saying?
I don't know. He said he's going to have a seizure. I think of bright lights.
Like the bright lights and stripping and stuff
like that. Shit. So, but anyway, let's go, baby. Let's get into it.
No, I was hearing as well, too. There was some stuff, before we even go into camp, people's body of work. How are they doing? I did hear that Jadon Blue is a little lazy with his work ethic and stuff like that as well, too. So you don't know if that's just coming from a source, I haven't heard that from any coaches as of yet. Easy, obviously signing. So I think there's definitely some stuff to talk about. Even with TJ Watt possibly signing, I heard that too, right?
Yeah, TJ Watt, he signed a 3-year, $123 million, 41 guaranteed, 41 annually. But I don't know what the guarantees are. But he'll see every penny of that, Bill. 41 million. And everybody goes, oh, Dallas screwed up again. I get what you're saying, guys, but again, don't listen to Micah. Phil, what's the worst thing you could do is listen to a player, right? Especially a player that's going to get his first contract. Do you really think he was signing? He wasn't signing. Now, maybe last year you could have got him for 35. So I agree with that, but he wasn't giving you a team bargain. Let's not act like he was. So what's he going to get? 42? Okay. Give him 42. And maybe that's the holdup. Maybe he wants 45 and they're offering 42. I don't know. But, it's just a little annoying how they do business, though. I agree.
Yeah, it's always delayed. Yeah. It's hard to argue with Cowboy fans in that sense. I mean, they are very much right. And they can make that point over and over again because I think that's just something that they just keep doing, shooting themselves in the foot every single year with every single position. Now, right. You got Diggs that is getting, he's getting like a fine. I don't even know if it's a fine. It's basically not as much a bonus thing.
We talked about it. It was in their contract. Phil. It's the same contract that Osa Odigizua has. The same language. Dallas, don't mess around. They want you rehabbing at least for I think 83% of the time they want you rehabbing with the doctors who did the surgery and their trainers. That's what they want. And he didn't do it last year, but he met the minimum requirement. Barely. This year, he blew it out the water because, Dallas was very critical of Trayvon. Bill basically saying he didn't put the work in. And listen, I'm sorry. It looks like you were more worried about doing the horizontal mambo than being in the gym. Sorry, Trayvon, you got 9 kids with 8 women. Again, slow down and let's worry about your rehab. Is that too harsh, Phil? I'm a little spicy tonight. Is that too harsh?
No, I think that's just right. Borderline. Yeah, let's be real, man. We're pissed off that football's still so far away, even though it's right around the corner. It's just like, man, you haven't came soon enough. It's just a weird conversations that this type of off season has kind of pulled in. But no, I don't think it's being harsh at all, man. I think these guys get paid so much they're expected to do they're expected to do a certain thing. I mean, I get it in the sense if you really rely on your doctors and you're like, I like our program and stuff, but I mean, it's in the contract.
My thing is this: it's 83% of the time. Again, you want to blow 500,000? That's on you. And now now the trolls are out there. So, well, they didn't have to fine him. He signed the contract. And I mean, listen. At what point are you going to be put? And
plus, he's a leader. He needs to kind of like a leader, really,
dude,
in that position where it's like even if he is fined, that means anybody can be fined.
There's something to be said for being in the building. It's not like they're in the building that much, people. Yeah. It's not asking a lot. He only had to make 83% of the off-season program. That's all. But whatever. It's not a big deal. He don't care about the 500K, so why should we? Dallas just got 500,000 more under the cap. Okay. It is what it is. Osa has the same deal. I can assure you Osa won't be giving back $500,000. No. That's all. I mean, but again, I don't wish, I'm not rooting against Trayvon. Obviously, we need his ass. So as long as he's healthy, that's all I really care about. But there's a story I want to talk about, and I'm like,
let's do it. Transition it.
Clemente brought it up. This is about as fake an article. Yeah, I don't know if you can share your screen. That's all right. Jaden Blue rips fake article claiming Cowboy staff has work ethic concern. It's not Cowboy staff. It's an ex-Cowboy staffer from 10 years ago that has chimed in some fake article basically saying Jaden Blue is lazy. Rookie Dallas Cowboys running back Jaden Blue isn't here for your slander or on Friday, just days before the team reports to Oxnard, California for the start of training camp. Reports surfaced claiming there were growing concerns from the team about Blue's work ethic. Former Cowboys coach Glenn Stretch Smith, I don't even know who the hell that is, claimed that Blue was borderline lazy and the coaching staff was worried that he wasn't working out with the team enough. During an interview with Marcus Mosher, Locked On podcast, it looks like he was stretching for a story because Blue slammed the report as fake article. For Cowboys who, okay, so basically fake news, but whatever. I like it. I like it.
Gonna get some fire under your ass, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
pushing
why
a
do
little
you think
extra
I like
reps?
It? Yes. Don't you think that's gonna say, all right. I'm already coming in with juice. Now watch. Good. I love it. Keep talking the shit. Keep talking. This dude's explosive. Is he an every down back? No, not yet. And we don't need it.
Well,
right,
let's be real. I mean, I think that's something that Tennessee's just figuring out right now. I mean, if you hear the coaching staff and the coaches, and they talk about Pollard, they talk about how they don't talk about him as the workload guy. They talk about him as part of the rotation, and that's where he was. That was where he played his best ball, and I think that's where Blue is going to thrive. He just again needs that person to complement him, And to me, I always think of in my generation of watching WD-40, where Warwick Dunn and then Mike Allstott.
Yes.
And that different change of pace type of thing. It was amazing to watch, and they complement each other, man.
Well, this is why the training camp, regardless of Momo's idiotic take on it, training camp is huge for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, it's huge for everybody. Don't worry about the freaking games. That's a Mickey Mouse show. Okay, that's really is a Mickey. It really is. Even when you're playing other teams with your backups, nobody's really. I mean, they're not showing what they would show in a season, but it's still a gauge. It's the day in, day out practices. I'm looking forward to that. You brought up, the running backs. I'm curious to see this coaching staff where it's going to go, Phil. Where are they going to go? I love Hunter Lepke, but I guess. He may not be on the football team because.
And I like Deuce Vaughn, and he may not be on this football team. Let's be real.
Mark Hutchins guy, Deuce Vaughn. Again, mark my words, people. Mark it down. If Deuce Vaughn leaves, he's going to be a player for somebody.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to play him, and we're not going to be able to tackle him in the open field. Deuce Vaughn's problem is he don't play special teams, so it's not like now he did at one point, you know what I'm saying? He did like return team, but there's hardly any returns anymore, so it's kind of like, Phil, you need to offer. Unfortunately, the deciding factor is, do you play special teams?
Ooh,
that's a big deal.
Kid Cowboy says CFL. Ooh, you might be right. You might be right.
Probably,
it's hard to think about many NFL teams that would.
I could see him with Kellen Moore.
I was gonna say the Chargers as well, but they got
Chargers. I could see him.
They have a couple of running backs over there.
They said the same thing about Darren Sproles, and Sproles had a long career, so you got to find a way to get the ball. Now, I have a weird feeling that he's going to be on the team, but I could be dumb. I think he's going to stand out this year in training camp. So, but I don't know. Maybe they can trade him. I don't know. But that's going to be interesting to see, right? What's this final roster look like? They're not all making it. Who's the odd people out? That's what's going to be very interesting.
It's like that's how I look at with Javonte Williams and I look at Miles Sanders. To me, I don't see both of them being on this team. I only see one of them being on this team. But I wouldn't be surprised if both of those and they complement it with a rookie like Blue or whatever, and Maffa's the one sitting out, and I know there's another running back in there.
What do you want? That's what I want to get. What do you want? Now, we haven't seen them, but we know the players, right? Best case scenario, Miles Sanders. We haven't seen in quite some time, but
yeah, I would.
What do you think?
I just want to see.
What do you want? Not what you think. What do you?
I think in the preseason, that's what I'm gonna look at is how does Phil Maffa run in a pro? How does he, I know he's going against backups or whatever that, but still with that speed and, I want to see him get around and when he gets the NFL blocking, defensive linemen and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see where there before I kind of make a decision about putting him into the roster. But to me, like Blue is obviously, I think Blue to me is the only guarantee. Everybody else is possibly an expendable target. Not to say that, Javonte Williams isn't or whatever like that. But if all of a sudden somebody breaks out and you find out that Maffa and Blue can do it, you don't think those other guys could possibly be out the door. But to me, I think Javonte Williams is first, and then you have Blue, and then one of those guys filling in the last roster spot.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the running back roster now.
Yeah, I was trying to think of who else was on there other than those four.
I have a few of the names. I'm trying to get the other names.
Yeah,
here.
And Williams can catch out the backfield. I think that's one thing they have all in common is that they all can catch out the backfield. And so that'll help, Brian Schottenheimer's offense big time.
Jotty. How many do you think they're going to keep?
Do you count the fullback position as a running back? Because that's going to be Hunter Lemke, I think, in general, unless you find somebody out of nowhere.
What did they do last year, right? Do we remember who they had? Lemke is the H back. He made the team. So they had Lemke, they had Vaughn.
I agree.
They had Zeke. They had the dude is gone. 1,000-yard running back.
Rico Dowdle.
Rico. All right, I think they had 4 on the active. Who am I missing? Anybody? What's
Ryan,
up, D?
what's it, Davis? Was it
he was on
Malik
the practice
Davis?
squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was on the practice. So right now, they could still there's going to be one guy out. And I agree with Phil. On paper, you want to keep Williams and Sanders, but I don't think they're both going to be on the team. And I think something's going to shake out. I'm not going to say that.
I think the only way they both stay on that team is one, they stay healthy. Let's be real. And secondly, it's if Phil Maffa doesn't show any kind of flash at all. If he doesn't maybe
do something. Yeah, right. Exactly. Maffa's the guy that maybe they get on the.
He's
practice
the unknown.
squad.
Yeah.
But if that's what we think, what I want is obviously Jaden Blue, Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Deuce, Maffa, and Lepke. I
think Deuce is the odd man out to me.
Deuce could be the odd man out, or they could stash Maffa on the practice squad. They could do that. Just remember that. I wouldn't. I'm ready to.
I think somebody would grab it. Yeah.
Lepke, I don't. Again, what's everybody's starting to chat on Hunter Lepke? he hasn't really gotten a fair shake. But maybe Lepke's the odd man out, and they keep Blue, Williams, Sanders, Maffa, Vaughn. But Lepke plays special teams. That is the missing link. Vaughn's problem is he doesn't play special teams since he was brought off the teams, which is why, Phil, it'll be interesting, to see training camp. We know that Turpentine is going to be on special teams, right? But who's going to be next to him? It normally is Deuce Vaughn, right? So we shall see about that. It will be Williams, Sanders, Blue.
Yeah, but he Blue. But then by that point, you put Blue back there with Turpin, and you'd be fine with that,
I agree. Sorry, Phil and Brian was working. Hope you guys are good. Joe DeMasi, what's up, brother?
Break, huh?
How are you?
What's up, Cowboys Corner?
In the house. So regardless of how it's gonna shake out, that's very interesting to me.
People's reaction here, so
you know what I mean? It's very interesting how that's gonna play out. There's really no stash guys, right? There's like, oh my God, he's so good, but he's young. I don't think so. I think, the book is out. This is where I would like the Cowboys to be a little bit.
See, that makes sense.
What's that?
See, the order Ultra says makes sense. It's like, to me right now, that's how the roster sits. Is Williams, Sanders, Blue, Maffa.
What's up, Arturo?
That's obviously,
Yeah,
if you were to rank them right now, I would think that would be it too.
Well, I just find it funny that little Dallas Cowboys is saying Vaughn is short. Come on,
anybody can judge.
You would appreciate a little Dallas Cowboys. Come on now. Sorry, you guys.
So, Cowboys Corner.
4 on the roster.
He says old man Sanders isn't making this team. But he's motivated.
Like I said, Dallas had Malik Davis on the practice squad. They went with Rico, Zeke.
Oh my God!
Deuce Vaughn and Hunter Lepke. That's who they went last year, and I don't know that I believe that's who they went with. Go pull up Maffa. Oh yes, I love that. That's why I said, Ultra, we need to keep Maffa. So,
I just want to see. That's my question mark at the running backs. I would love to. I would like. Position. Yeah, I would like to see those guys and see how their step is. But I think, to me, out of all of them, Maffa is the one that I want to see. What's that?
Do you know what you're hearing now, Phil? Maffa runs high. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did DeMarco Murray. So did. Does Derrick Henry. You're comparing him to Derrick Henry. No, I'm not. I'm just talking running styles.
It's like saying a left-handed quarterback and then naming other left-handed quarterbacks. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. That's to me, when you look at the tape, you're like, okay. Like the Maffa, you're like, and then when you see him, that's probably how the preseason's going to be. You're going to be like, just it's not exciting. It's not.
This is why Phil Maffa needs to be on this team. Okay, I knew it was a high number at Clemson. I knew it was a high number, but the most impressive, not the yards per attempt necessarily, which is a tick under 4. I mean, not 4. He had 50 over 1,000 yards, but 3.47 yards after contact. That means after the first guy is hitting him, albeit in college, he's gaining almost 3.5 yards. He's gaining 3.5 yards after contact. That is pretty darn good. So, Maffa had a strong senior year, recording 1,115 yards. He had 586 yards after contact, which ranked him 3rd in the ACC and 21st nationally. So again, Phil Maffa brings something. He's a powerful runner with good acceleration and vision, making him effective, gaining yards after initial contact. And I think goal line, short yardage, you want either one of two things. You want a guy like that who just, he's going to blow through you. Or you want somebody shorter. I'm curious to see how Jaden Blue is. I believe from what I saw, Jaden Blue is very good with that. He's a guy who always kind of goes forward because he's kind of stout, but his balance is incredible. So I don't know, Phil. I mean, I like Phil Maffa. I'm hoping he makes the team. I'm rooting for the kid.
Yeah, I think that's what's amazing about seeing some of this training camp footage. It's just, again, seeing them in pads, the shorts and everything, you can only get so much. Once hands are, you can get hands on body. I'm not saying, obviously, we judge him and his career and what it's going to be based out of or what he's going to bring for the season. But, once the preseason games kind of get into there, I think that's where you can kind of feel the speed a little bit. Again, it's not starters that those guys are just rocking and they're reading coverages and reading the hole, the plug. So you got to deal with that. But and you're going to have a lot more opportunity. But just again, seeing him on the field, I think you're going to be able to determine at least if he's going to be able to contribute, or you're going to have to say like what Bryan's saying and kind of hide him on the practice squad.
Yeah, there you go. Ultra's got a good point. He says, see, Sean Payton to see if he would be interested in Deuce Vaughn. He had Sproles for 3 years. Exactly. Again, the offer of Vaughn.
That's being proactive. This front office don't do that.
Millen. I would love that. Those are the type of moves we need our team to do this year, Phil. Because we're going to be heavy at a couple different areas. Not defensive tackle, but you know what I'm saying. We're going to be heavy, like offensive linemen. TJ Bass, okay, it's Oregon zone. Sorry, Phil, but rather than cutting the guy, or having him, flip him for something. He's got value out there.
So
as much as you can possibly think.
So Joe DeMasi says, Phil, Bryan, how do you guys think the offensive tackles will do this year? So we're talking running it. Yeah, I think that's why it's a good one to kind of bring up. And I've been very critical about this offensive line in the sense of the tackles. I'm liking where the building of the future for this offensive line is in that interior. They're all young. There's some things that you couldn't, control, like, Travis Frederick getting what he got. And so, barring any kind of thing like that, you have a nice interior line that you hopefully can build a nice future in front. Again, when I look at that draft where we got Guyton, I really look at BB as that piece of the franchise that we got, and hopefully Guyton can come along. I don't know enough about his body of work. I know that when he did go against some stars, he did pretty well. So I'm interested to see once an offseason workout, off-season gaining weight, just getting hands. I see him shadow boxing. I get it as well too, but unless you're going against somebody, to me, it doesn't really make any sense. So when I look at I think I'm more where I don't know about
just the tackles.
The tackles,
right?
Yes. The steal is my question. Is he ever going to? Did I ever really feel that he was all pro? Deserve that paycheck? I don't think so. I thought he did really, really well, but again, the right side compared to the left side, I feel like if you didn't have Steele, Guyton would fit perfectly there, and he'd feel comfortable, and he would do really well. I think as that left tackle that you wouldn't have anything. And Awesome Richards, I like the backups. I'm starting to like the backups and the depth in the tackles, but again, I think that's going to be where we live and die is by those tackles, whether a young guy is getting it or if a guy that's getting to his former glory. I think Bryan Schottenheimer is going to be their best friend, whether they run the ball and allow them to get bodies on the defense instead of the defense getting bodies on them, where they're consistently taking the brunt of the attack. Being able to run and being committed to the run allows your offense to attack that defense and tire them out. So it's going to be interesting to see if Shotty does actually commit to the run, then I could see them having a hell of a successful year. But if not, man, it's going to be a long one.
Well, and you bring up tackle, and again, we're talking tackle only. We're not talking center. We're not talking guards. We got like 7 guys on the roster right now that play the tackle position. I don't know how many they would keep. You got your 2 starters. You want a swing tackle, and then you want somebody behind there. You want maybe a couple on the practice squad. But obviously, Guyton, Steele, are your starters, okay? And then you have Asim Richards, and there's a guy, Nate Thomas. I think he's going to be on the team. He's a beast. Nate Thomas is a big boy. He's had some issues with injury, but in my opinion, he's the next guy up. And then, of course, we got the rookie out of Oregon who they drafted, Johnny Cornelius. They took him over the University of Texas tackle. They said it was a better scheme fit. What could you tell me about Johnny Cornelius?
When I watched him, I mean, he's a big body. He's a huge dude. I don't know if you can bring up his stats on how big he is. I mean, he was going against I wouldn't say large guys.
6'4", 310. He's 6'4", 310.
For I for some reason I guess I was thinking of him being larger than that.
Yeah.
But I think it's when I look at his tape, you're watching him go against smaller bodies, guys with speed and everything, and so he was able to handle that because he was able to use his size. So I'm interested to see if he's able to transition, where people got strength, they can smack you around if you don't hit that weight room. But there were times where I felt like he struggled with some of those ones with pass rushing moves. So I think that's something that he's going to have to work on, is just his hands and being able to get his feet in front of him when he gets out of position, and being able to recover. So other than that, I really like him in the run game. But I do remember a couple of times where I was cussing at my TV screen because he did allow something.
Yeah, and my thing is he making the team? I mean, he's
compared to, is Walesko and them still here?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting to it. We got Guyton and Steele, right? And then you got Asim Richards and Nate Thomas. I don't know.
Those four.
But then you have a Johnny Cornelius.
Okay.
And then you have Dakota Shepley, who is a practice squatter, lifer, and Matt Waletzko. Those are all your tackles I see on the team right now. So Matt Waletzko,
I still think he could still squeak into the squad as a third depth kind of thing. I don't know.
So
you could easily drop him out and put him on the practice squad by that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I think, honestly, Phil, if you had to really say, well, so what are you thinking? I think he's gone. I think our guy, who was the guy? Matt Ball. What was his name?
Josh Ball.
Josh Ball. Remember, we kept him around. Well, he was from the same draft class, I believe. Maybe the
year
Josh
before.
Ball
I want to say the year
him.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So I think Matt Waletzko, unfortunately, is done as a Cowboy. But injuries will turn stuff around. So who knows? I mean, you never count anybody out. But that's a position, right? That we have some flexibility to maybe. I don't know who would want.
Well, I would say maybe there is a possibility of if there's some depth that gets dropped towards the end of training camp. I think that's always something. I think when you're at this point in your roster where you're pulling in those young guys and you're watching a whole preseason games, I think you're able to feel comfortable about putting some of these guys on the roster. But again, I like the direction that the offensive line is going. At least we're replacing some of that with some use, and it looks like some leadership as well too on that offensive line. So that means barking out blitzes and probably keeping a little bit more off the quarterback as well. So as we talk about the offensive line, was there a certain subject you wanted to switch to?
Well, now since we're on it, let's go to the guards because
Okay.
I'm looking at the guards, and just remember. What makes Asim Richards why I really love the player, and I think he could play left tackle every day if needed. He also gives you guard flexibility. He does. But our guards, we got Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker. All right. We picked up Rob Jones. Played all 17 games, started for the Miami Dolphins.
Not impressed by his tape. I would say that's one I scratch my head on a little bit. I see where he was a starter. He was, he has that experience, but to me, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know that he makes the team, but the fact of the matter is, a often concussed Tua Tagovailoa, he played every game in front of him. And I don't think Tua got hurt last year.
It was on the sides, I think, wasn't he, getting smashed?
Yeah, So I mean, I'm just saying, it is a guy that will play in the preseason, and like Randy McIntyre brought up, will give you an opportunity to actually run the football, to actually give the quarterback time, Joe Milton, to actually get some work in, because that's a lot of the problem in preseason is you get these young guys who are fish out of water. They're over their heads trying to make a football team, and the offensive line is horrendous. At least we got some veteran guys. TJ Bass, I brought him up earlier. Again, another Oregon guy, right? Mm-hmm. TJ Bass, I really like him, his position flex, as well as Brock Hoffman, right?
I love the attitude those guys have, too.
You know what I mean? It is a big deal. So I think their offensive line is greatly underrated when healthy. And that's a big win, but that's kind of where I'm at, Phil. I'm okay with the offensive line. Obviously, there's a blinking light at left tackle. We're all hoping upon hope that now Dallas did pick up some other guards that they did lesser light guys who were going to compete, but those
but
are
they're camp
basically-
bodies, yeah.
And you got Cooper Beebe, who's there, who can play guard, who's your center. I think Hoffman makes the team as the backup center as well in guard. Hoffman's your backup. That's where he belongs, right, Phil? Everybody.
I believe that too. Yeah, I wanted him to somehow get into that rotation, but that was also thinking that you're going to get a wide receiver in the first round. You weren't going to go for a guard. Once that happened, I think that kind of solidified things for him to kind of stay back there. So if he moves on, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, Brock Hoffman's a guy you can put on the special teams line.
Oh, I like that, Clemente.
Wear and tear.
Put number 40 on his ass and let's put him on at the fullback.
You know
position.
what I mean? I just mean, Brian, Phil, blame Joe Boo for Cowboys problems. Yeah, don't get me started with that. I just got done texting Mark. He screwed up the plaques. Anyway, don't get me started. But yeah, so we got our guards are Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman, Rob Jones, Cooper Beebe. Those are the bigger names. So again, I think that's an easy way to filter out. The lines are pretty easy, if you're asking me. The offensive line, barring injury, is pretty easy.
Yeah.
And I think Seam Richards was hurt last year. People forget that Tyler Guyton was not the plan to start. We didn't like the plan. We didn't like the plan, right, Phil, under Mike Solari. We didn't like.
Oh, God, I hated that. Every time.
And they wanted to go with Tumi Idoga. We didn't like that plan. That was a bad plan from the start.
What do you guys keep seeing in him? Oh, my God.
What's he doing up there? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but so that was a bad plan. And then when Idoga got hurt, remember they brought in Guyton, and Guyton started off good, and then he kind of started getting a little he was thinking on his feet too much, and then they brought in Asim Richards, who did well. He calmed the waters up until the point he got hurt. So again, I don't want to talk about injuries, but I like Asim Richards. I'm on record. He's a University of North Carolina kid. He's a prototypical guy. I don't know. I think we're good, man. I just think we need obviously Tyler Guyton to step up in a big way. If Tyler Guyton could step up and be mid-pack or better than average, there you go. I'm excited.
Yeah, there were some other guards that I saw, that we had there. What that, Shaquille Charles?
Yeah, Sadiq Charles we have. I didn't bring up.
That one was one that I thought did a little bit better than Robert Jones.
Yeah, and that's possible, Rob Jones is a big boy, 6'4", 322. He's only 26.
Big Rob.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a lot of options there. We do.
So I want to kind of stick to the offense because, like, when you're looking at some of these guys, you can almost probably pick out the roster and how it would be right now, and that's kind of what we're talking about of who's going to be there. Let's go ahead and continue on the offense if you're going to do that. Let's go to the next position until we get to the outside one, where it's going to be, I think, a little bit more difficult. The tight end position. Obviously, who's the possible bounce back type of guy that he could be. Jake Ferguson, having his quarterback back, and at least having a guy that may be able to move around in the backup position as well. And Joe Milton, accuracy issues will he'll have to work on there. But Jake Ferguson, of course, being that number one. After that, is it a solid number two? For sure. The number two is Luke Schoonmaker. Or
I would say so.
And span forward third, unless
I don't know about that. I mean, span forward. His problem is, and we were we're high on span forward because of his blocking, and
he's got to do it during the game. Yeah,
but he don't have the best of hands. So I don't know. I mean that. We're just hearing how great he's looking, but you got to keep it in context. He doesn't have the best of hands, so we'll see. Who has better hands, but he's kind of a smaller guy, is that Princeton Fant. But he's probably a special team / practice squatter. That's probably what he is. Looking at the roster, you basically nailed it. Who's the guy I'm thinking about that tore his ACL back to back.
Oh, John Stevens.
John Stevens.
That's
Now,
the one that always looks so bright, but again, you're saying, like the injury history is just, man, it has just kept him down badly.
They got a guy from Auburn. He's a rookie.
Next. We got that.
Rivaldo Fairweather and Tyler Neville.
I don't think
He's
so.
also a rookie. Tyler Neville, I did hear some great things about. 6'4", 248 out of Virginia.
Yeah.
Again,
Virginia.
this is not deep, right? You got Schoonmaker, you got Ferguson, and then you got.
And what would you think?
Brevin-
4 tight ends? You would think 4 tight ends on this roster, maybe 3?
Yeah. I think you got to go 4.
I think you got to go 4 just because you want to set up.
So there's an opening.
Yeah.
There's an opening, is what I'm saying. And go get me one. I mean, I know that. Listen, I know not everybody's a big fan of Jake Ferguson. I think Jake Ferguson's going to have a huge year. It's a big year for Luke Schoonmaker to me, Phil. I don't know what you thought about him. I think he is the complete package.
I like his possibility more. I know we were ripping on him earlier in the thing, and we were talking about Spanford, but out of those guys, once it passes Ferguson, I think he's the next complete type of tight end where he can block, he can catch, he's a big target. He can,
I like him, Jimbo, but he likes Ferguson. I like Ferguson, but again, he gets hurt a lot, right? He had the one big blowout year. I think he's going to have a really good year. He's in a contract year.
So to me, I think the next one is more of the up in the air. It could be any direction, and that's obviously the wide receiver position. We know probably the top 4 to 5. We know for sure ones that if Turpin, unless Turpin really screws it up, he's going to be one of those wide receivers because he is the kickoff return. So do you put him? So do you? Do you consider him as a wide receiver in that sense of putting him on?
Not when you're doing your roster.
Yeah.
Now they may go light
exactly.
at wide receiver because they have him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would not keep 6 wide receivers. I would not. I would try and get them on to the practice squad.
But let's start with like some of these things because you got obviously CeeDee Lamb.
Down while I'm doing my numbers here.
You got CeeDee Lamb, obviously. You got George Pickens. The 2 other ones. I mean, you got Tolbert. Where and I can't see him losing to somebody else in this roster. Mingo, is he going to get a fair chance? Is he going to show something to get the fans behind that possible person coming in there? And then I think, you have some guys that have been that talk in previous years where it's Jalen Brooks, and you're like, okay, is he going to be there? Is he going to be doing enough? He was able to get into the roster last year and do okay. You have Flournoy that you hear. What's a Flournoy? That's there was some hype in that one year, and then it just kind of slowly dwindled away. And then you got guys like Paris Campbell. I think people forget that he's on the roster. A guy that hasn't had a great NFL career, but still a name that people know. And, of course, you got the rookie from Oregon that did great in that offense when it came to his time to shine in there in Holden. And then you still, with that, even with saying those name itself, you still have another 4 to 5 wide receivers on this roster. So I think 6 is a possibility. But I think that 6th one obviously being Turpin, right?
That's what I mean. I'm thinking 5 plus Turpin. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But we'll get into it. Grab these super chats.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my bad. Thank you for pointing that out because I was so busy on here. Let's see. Let's go back up here. And it says, ask me why women don't wear short skirts in Russia. And he says, because they don't want chapped lips. Wow. Here,
bang.
really.
Bang. Yeah.
Nope, that's not the wrong one.
Let me see. Fan funding. Yeah,
there
you got
go.
Dirty Sanchez. Just don't forget to email me. I know I have your information.
Wow, Dirty Sanchez.
Just email me, brother. Again, I have a signed, I believe it's a Tashard Choice trading card, and I have a T-shirt I'm gonna be sending your way. Just let me know the size of the T-shirt you want, and send me your address and name. I know I have it, but it's easier if you just email it to me, and I'll get that out to you. So, if you Dirty Sanchez, email me your name and your address and your T-shirt size. But anyway, yeah, I'm counting 11 wide receivers on the roster right now.
Yeah.
11. And we'll start at the bottom. We'll go with like guys like Josh Kelly again.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah. I'm not saying
He's a rookie from Texas Tech,
your brother.
So Josh
Yeah,
Kelly.
go make yourself a practice squad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's like
you're
you
not
really
making an everyday roster.
Yeah.
And yeah, Phil brought him up. Everybody's like Goo Goo and Gaga. I think this is a perfect practice squad guy, but you got to watch out he don't play too well. Trayshawn Holdings, but again, stop allotting stuff. You know, if one of these guys emerges as a number 3, then play him. Dallas far too often will say, well, we traded a fourth round draft pick for Mingo, so we got to keep. I'm not saying that we're getting rid of Mingo. Don't take words out of my. But I just feel like we got 11 guys, so let's play it. Let's keep the best 5. You got Jalen Brooks. Don't forget about Jalen Brooks. I think he's
a capable dude. Let's be real.
Paris Campbell. Okay, he was talking about how great he feels and how he looks on the team.
I wouldn't put anything on that one.
I mean, how many times? How many times have I heard from the Dallas Cowboys .com guy saying, "Oh my God, he's standing out. He's not going to make the team, people." I don't see Paris Campbell making a team. Jalen Moreno Cropper. He's a guy. There's a guy that I do like. I like Jalen Moreno Cropper. He is a kick returner, and I think he can be. I think he could be what Kevontae Turpin is. I know people. I'm not talking special teams. I'm talking he could be a better wide receiver than Kevontae, but that's just my little. I've liked him since they drafted him. Ryan Flournoy, Kelvin Harmon, Jonathan Mingo, Jalen Tolbert, George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb. So, all right. So, if they keep 5, Phil, all right, if they keep 5, you're going CeeDee, Pickens, Tolbert, Mingo, and who's your 5th, not counting
Turpin.
Yeah. So, you got
Flournoy,
Harmon,
if I was to do it right
Cropper,
now,
Campbell, Brooks, Holdings, Kelly. So, Holdings has a
Holdings
shot.
would be my guy. Holdings would be my guy.
Trayshawn Holdings has a shot. I would say, who could he get to me, if I can, I don't know. Flournoy? Is that what they're going to do again? They're going to go bring back Flournoy? I think Flournoy is, remember that guy, Dennis Houston, we had a couple years ago? Remember Dennis Houston was lighting it up, and we cut him. Oh, my God, it's going to hurt. Has anybody... There's a missing persons out on Dennis Houston right now. The Coyote says Jalen Brooks or Ryan Flournoy. So no one's taking Flournoy's spot. Yeah, well, maybe. Listen, you watch. Drew, he'll get cut and go to the Birds and be number 3 and light it up. So I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that's a tough one, Phil. I mean, what would you say? You got CeeDee, Pickens, Tolbert, Mingo. Then you got, either Jalen Brooks, Trayshawn Holdings, Paris Campbell, Ryan Flournoy. Everybody else.
Yeah, Holdings would be my guy. Holdings would be my guy just because of a bigger body.
And you've seen him more than I have.
I've seen his body of work. And he doesn't need. I haven't seen him as that number 1 or number 2. He's always been that 3-4 kind of guy. So to me, I think he would fit perfectly in this offense. Because I look at the other one, like, I'm not trying to sneak anybody on the roster. If they are like Jalen Brooks, if I release him and he's still there, I'm going to bring him back in a heartbeat. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But if he's gone, I'm also not going to, worry too much about it as well too. Not losing any sleep.
And Trayshawn Holdings is 6'3", 205. I like him. Like Josh Kelly, being 6'1", 195 out of Texas Tech.
Dude, that look, Kid Cowboy said yes, Holden. So you look at that, man.
Yeah, he's been more positive lately. I like it. I like it, kid. But yeah, I don't know. You're going to keep at least probably 3 on the practice squad, right? 2 or 3, depending on how good they are. That's kind of. That's a tough one. That's probably
that's why the wide receiver, because hoping that there isn't injuries that happen that make you kind of sway a certain way. It's like you said, there's 11 of them. There's some hearts that can be broken.
There's 11 right now that I see, and I'm sure I'm missing stuff. So, yeah.
So
Sure, I'm missing him.
So do we want to go defense and do the same thing, kind of?
That's up to you, man. That's up to you. That's up to you. We did tight end.
We did the offense. Yeah, let's keep it going. It's like it's within this thing. They're going to be there. Then we can change our tune. Like you just said last week. It's like we didn't watch them play.
No, we're just telling you going into camp, where are the battles?
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, you get started.
Okay, so I have to go. If you're going to go defense, you got to start right in the middle. The number one problem that we had last year, and that's the defense. That's the defense tackle. Let's get that stuff out in the open. You know, I like the re-signing of Osa Digizu. I think he's definitely a cornerstone to this defensive line. Not saying that he's going to be the man, but at least he can be the Robin to someone's Batman. Mozzie Smith, there's a lot out to be figured out with him. Is he going to shine? Is he not going to shine? He's just going to be a bust. We don't know. Even if he shines this year, I'm not going to all of a sudden give him that big ass contract just because he does it. I like the addition to Solomon Thomas. I think obviously those three right there automatically make it. Fourth one, Jay Toa. I think if he's in that situation, like if he's still there, hasn't lost his breath. I'm interested to see him play with everybody else. See this offensive line, this interior offensive line that I expect to be good of our offense, really kind of going head to head with those guys and seeing if he still has breath left. So there's some other guys that I see on here like Winfrey. I don't think anything of him. I saw that signing. I wasn't excited about it. And I don't like the attitude. I don't like what he brings. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a Greg Hardy type of signing. And I know that's pretty harsh to say. But there's other guys on here that, I would rather see them, leave and then bring another body on by somebody else's trash and hopefully be our treasure, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you brought up I'm higher on Perry and Winfrey than you are, but I'm not saying anything.
What's up, Vinny?
Yeah. I'm not saying
he's not the savior of our defensive line.
Yeah. What I would say is this: I got 9 defensive tackle, basically 7, and 2 guys that are on the team
that could play it
on the team that can slide in.
Yeah.
And let me start out: Osa 3 tech, Solomon Thomas 3 tech, arguably the best 1-2-3 techs. I'm not going to say in the league, but I mean
I like the combination of those two. Yes.
I mean I'm talking.
Pass rush,
either one.
tackles.
Like rotating them in at the 3 tech is pretty darn impressive. You got Mozzie Smith. Okay, he's the 1 tech. Eberflus loves him. Has not performed nowhere near what people had hoped. Again, he did show signs though of he actually made plays in the backfield last year. So even though the numbers weren't good, he did make plays. He was functional. It's not good enough. Jay Toia, okay, everything we're hearing, everything we saw in college, the dude has every opportunity to be a star in this league. It's just whether he's ready to go year one, and I think defensive tackle is probably a position that you could do it. When I say star at the 1 technique, that doesn't mean that you're getting sacks. That means you're collapsing the pocket and shutting down the running lanes, making them run outside. Denzel Daxon, remember Denzel Daxon? I like him. He's the guy that they use in their international player. And then they got Perry and Winfrey. There's a guy out of the University of Maryland that they are in love with. He's raw. He's a rookie. Tommy Akinbasote. They love this guy.
Haven't seen anything of him.
Matt Eberflus. He is a athletic freak. Just remember that name. He will be on the team. He is going to be causing havoc. Is he a run stuffer? No, not right now. He won't be. He's more of an electric guy. But he's a big dude, too. He's 6'3", 306. So he does give you something. But I like that name. But there are 2 guys on here that are going to play defensive tackle. Peyton Turner.
Okay.
Out of the New Orleans Saints. He's going to play some edge along with Marshawn Nealon. Remember, Nealon does slide in. He's very good against the run. Big guy, plays edge, and he kind of reminds me of a Crawford, even though we were all annoyed with Yeah, what was his first name? But anyway,
Tyrone Crawford.
Yeah, Tyrone Crawford. That's what, like, when I think of Tyrone Crawford, I think of Marshawn Nealon. Okay, that's the type of guy, and he was very successful in this league. So, as we're talking, Phil, there's a lot of pressure on Jay Toia to come in. I think they're one big body away. I think they still need to add another big guy, one technique behind Mozzie and Jay Toia. Okay, I want one more body. Will they do it? Do you think Dallas will go out and get a half decent body to play and be able to compete? We keep hearing, well, they don't want to bring a guy to take Mozzie's job. They want a mid-level to lower-level guy to push him a little.
Well, even if you bring mid-level, I mean, that's a possibility of still taking his job. Now, I think you made a lot of good points on that defensive tackle. I mean, at least it's different than it was.
I know, sorry.
No,
yeah,
that's
I had
good.
to get through the names.
I think that there's a lot of names there that, some of us aren't aware of. And I think just having different bodies, you're not coming up with a solution and nothing's guaranteed, but at least you're trying to figure something out compared to previous years where just like, well, we like our people here. You're like, oh, those are the annoying answers.
I mean, I think Mozzie and Jay Toia can be a really, really good 1-2 as well. But that's just a lot of pressure. I always give people a hard time, but I think when they rely too much on rookies, because I know the league, but defensive tackle, I think we're gonna know right away with Jay Toia. I think we're gonna know right away if he's legit or if he's just gonna be another dude. Yeah. And I'm telling you, people, I just have a feeling that he's gonna be really good. He's not Samoan, right? He looks Samoan, but he's not. I think he's Tongan. I think. Denzel Jackson, Perry and Winfrey, okay. Again.
So who's your defensive ends?
Well, defensive ends. Again, you got Micah, right? I mean, I can go through it. Did you want to start it off?
No, go ahead.
Let me get my. Yeah. We'll go ahead and.
Okay, so if I'm gonna go with defensive ends, Micah obviously got Nealon. Peyton Turner, I think that's one side, for example, and then or Nealon's on the other side or whatever of Parsons, and then you have Sam Williams, unless somehow they're dangling him for some kind of bait. Easy. These are not in particular starting order or anything like that either. So Easy is obviously in that mix. Fowler, right there, that's 6. Are you keeping 7? If you're keeping 7,
no, you won't be going that deep.
I would say 6 right there, and I named 6 right there, and those are my 6 that it's almost guaranteed. I mean, Easy, Dante Fowler, Nealon, Parsons, Turner, and Sam Williams.
I mean,
that's 6 right there.
Yeah,
and you just talk about 2 of them being able to push interior, so they're a swing position, so that makes their value even more.
Yeah. Well, you pretty much got the names, and it's not as. We have a guy named Ernest Brown on the team. Yeah. But basically, it's going to be Micah, Sam Williams, Ezra, Dante Fowler, right? Those 4 are locks. And then you have Peyton Turner, Marshawn Nealon from last year. That is pretty darn solid. Yeah. That is pretty solid. Again, I like. That's a strong suit in my.
Yeah, I like that.
Anytime you can rush on 3rd down, right, 3rd and long, and you're going to rush Micah and Dante Fowler.
Well, any combination. Let's be real. Any combination of that is nice. Even if you put everybody's tired, or we're in the 4th quarter, and you're putting Peyton Turner and Sam. I don't know.
Ultra brings up a good point here. He does.
What's that?
And Dallas has a lot of the pieces to play a really good 3-4.
I've been screaming this for a while, and
don't you think that we might see a little of that?
It just to me it makes so much sense. You put in all 4 of those pass rushers.
It's not bad, man.
On the field at the same time, and then that would be incredible. And then you're just putting one of those guys in the defensive tackle position in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you got those linebackers the two linebackers that can move around, whether it's Overshown, Luafau, Murray. I think those are guys that can,
Overshown
Sanborn.
can actually play some edge too when healthy. He can just scream off the edge. That's not an easy cover for a big offensive lineman to deal with a guy like Overshown. Not with his speed. I get it. He's got to get healthy. But again, another guy who can be a hybrid type guy.
Yeah. So to me, yeah, I would be all about that. Let's see. Then speaking, since we went in there and we jumped into that linebacker position. I think this one's where it's. I think this one's a little bit where I have four guys that I automatically look at. Overshown, Murray, Luafau, Sanborn. Those are the guys that I automatically. Sherman James, I think because he's a rookie. You used a pick on him. Yeah. Shamar James, sorry. Damone Clark, I think that's one of those ones where you're like, is he a possibility where he might not make this roster? I think he's a little bit more seasoned than Darius Harris. You had Marquise Bell in there for a while, so Buddy Johnson's there. I haven't been extremely, happy
Buddy
with his
Johnson,
play.
Yeah, I hear you with Buddy Johnson.
So to me, I automatically look in there. I could see four of them, but I think there is definitely some guys like Damone Clark where I question whether he's still going to be on this roster.
Yeah, when I look at this this roster, I'm coming up with 8 dudes right now. I'm coming up with 8 guys, and I would like to move on.
Oh,
now,
okay. You went the other way with that one. Okay.
What's that?
I thought you were gonna go, I got 8 guys I need to keep on there. He's like, I got 8 guys I need to get them.
No. I'm just speaking out loud. There's 8 guys on. You got Murray, right? You got Murray. You have I missed the guy from Chicago. What
Sanborn.
Yeah, Jack Sanborn.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah,
that
was in my top 4.
So you got Murray, Sanborn, Leofau, Overshown when healthy. Shamar James, he's on the team. Damone's done.
See, that's my 5.
Damone's not making his team. Damone's done. Buddy Johnson is probably a practice squad guy. He is a special teamer. Maybe you elevate him. Darius Harris, no. There's a guy who I think I'm hoping upon hope that he makes the team. I'm hoping he makes the team, and I don't know if he's going to be on the practice squad. Maybe they can get him on there. Out of Syracuse, Justin Barron, linebacker, number 55 out of Syracuse. He's a rookie, 6'4", 225. Justin Barron he's legit. I really like this kid. And between him and Shamar James, not counting the talent that we have in Overshown, who needs to stay healthy, right? Overshown, I'm praying that he's not going to be a what-if guy. What if he could have just stayed healthy? If we can get even Sean Lee out of Overshown. Now, I just saw a list where Overshown from the NFL execs was number 5 in all of NFL in dynamic defensive players as far as up-and-comers. But he needs to stay healthy, Phil. It's a shame. This kid is just a machine when it comes to rehab.
Yeah.
But he needs to stay healthy. But Shamar James is on there. I like Justin Barron. He needs to find a way on this team. He's a special team. He's going to be a special teamer. A really athletic guy. You got Murray. Leofau is all over the field. And Jack Sanborn. So that'll be interesting. That's a tough one. I think you got it. Obviously, you got Murray. Overshown's going to start out the year on the probably IR, probably.
Yeah,
so
could be.
So you're going to have Murray, Shamar James, Leofau, Jack Sanborn. So that's kind of, when you really look at it from that aspect, you're kind of like, you might need Buddy Johnson and then demote him later. You might need him. You may not be afforded to go with a Justin Barron early on. But Leofau is going to be a stud, needs to start. Yeah, I agree, Ultra. I think he's a part of the He's
main
definitely
core.
a part of it.
Yeah, that main core.
I would say so. It'll be interesting because Eberflus didn't draft him, but I think he's going to fall in love with the guy. He's a bigger dude. He doesn't hit necessarily like a bigger dude, but he's a big, fast guy. Sideline to sideline. Very smart, right? That's what they said. It's a very, I mean, he's always dissecting what the offense is doing as the play. Yeah. That's why you need these guys to be able to float the ball, Phil. You need a good defensive line. I think we are all coming to the same conclusion that we're a little concerned with the one technique.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We definitely are.
I mean, that's why it's going to hurt our linebackers. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the linebackers. I mean, it's a really good group. It is a really good group.
Now, obviously, the next one I think is going to be a little bit where there's going to be some toss up in the air. I think the first 3 to 4 I think could possibly be agreeable, but the cornerback position before we move into the safety. Not to put them all together, but the cornerback position, I think, of course, you got Diggs, you got Bland, that's your 1-2. I think once you get past that, Ravel is obviously one that's making the roster. Do you count C.J. Goodwin, even though he's not a corner? He's just a special teamer.
I do not. I do not.
Elam, I think that's another one that you can kind of almost ride in there unless he really messes up. I'm interested to see Carson, because
the human seatbelt.
Yeah, see how he kind of does, So the swagger was there, the number pick was there. So with an off season, can it become there? No, it's just I don't know. I think if he can practice with the right wide receivers and everything, and really kind of work on some of those things where he was kind of getting beat off those breaks. I think he could definitely rotate up, but being that in his second year, I think that was a very big weakness in his first year. That's going to be hard to just all of a sudden bounce back from that unless somehow you understand the game of the NFL a little bit faster. So when I look at there, man, I think beyond that, that's where it gets to me. Like Josh Butler, I really liked his ability, but man, what a devastating injury that he had last year.
Yeah, he's not going to be around for a while.
Yeah, so as much as I liked him, even when he comes back, that's going to be a big, huge question mark. Andrew Booth, I'm not a big fan of his. I'm like, okay, he's to me, if you were bringing him in now, yeah, he'd just be a camp body. The fact that we were relying on him a lot, that one to me is a little that was scary. So some of these rookies, Zion Childress, that one was an interesting pickup.
He's gone, I think.
Oh, is he?
I think he's gone. Yeah.
Okay, because there was another rookie that was still getting Bruce Harmon. I think that was another one that I was.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll go ahead.
I think past. I think past that.
Find the one guy.
It's hard.
Who am I thinking of? Who am I thinking? Bigger guy, the slot guy.
You're talking about Kwamu?
Mukwamu. That's it. Yeah, this is what I got. This is what I got. I don't know. I mean, you can't find somebody else other than C.J. Goodwin.
Yeah.
Why are we getting rid of a Deuce Vaughn because you don't play special teams, but we're keeping it? I mean, I know you need a captain of your specialties, but he's like 38.
I don't know, man. To me, when I look at that position, I would rather have a guy that is really battling for the cornerback position and is doing special teams as a backup, not the other way around.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I understand if you're. I mean, I don't know. It's just an interesting way to go about it. But Diggs, Bland, Savon Ravel, obviously that's the big question mark. You're coming off the ACL.
Injuries, all of them injuries.
You got Kalen Carson, shoulder surgery. Big question mark. He came in highly touted, underachieved. Kyer Elam, I think they're going to rely on him heavily. I'm glad we got him now because out the gate especially. So you got Diggs, Bland, Elam. You got Troy Pride. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of good things about him, but I don't know much about the kid. Troy Pride. Keeman Hall. I did hear about Keeman Hall. We've seen Keeman Hall. I think he's a local kid. I like him. I mean, I do. Josh Butler, I'm with you. Josh Butler will be on this team long term. Let's pray for his recovery. But Josh Butler stepped up big time before the injury. He was showing some flash. So that's a bright spot, but he's injured. Andrew Booth, meh. You know, that's kind of how I feel about Andrew Booth. If we're seeing a lot of Andrew Booth, then that's not good. And obviously, we got a guy, Mike Smith, CJ Goodwin, and Israel Mokwamu. So we need Diggs to be ready to roll. To have Diggs, Bland, Elam Hall, it's not as deep as you would think right now.
Yeah.
It's, in my opinion, it's a little sketchy early on.
If you're putting Mukwamu in with those corners, then I would definitely have him in there, in there, because I was kind of putting him at the safety position, but I definitely like him when he's playing outside corner.
Well, when healthy, we have a top 5 cornerback group as far as when you have Bland and Diggs.
Yeah,
when they're healthy.
Yeah, it's the injuries that we're talking about. In that sense. Yeah,
Bland and Diggs have skins on the wall. I mean, they can't be. If they're not healthy, then it don't matter. Then they are mid. So, but I think it goes hand in hand with the defensive line. I think if the defensive line is getting pressure, kind of like what the Eagles did last year, it really does help the back end. You know, you can get pressure with 4, and you could drop guys in the coverage, and you can stop the run with 4. And your linebackers, man, that's a beautiful thing. So that's the goal. And that's what Eberflus likes to do, which is why we're talking this 3-4 may be the better way to go, like a hybrid type. And we're kind of hearing hints about that, Phil, that they may be running a hybrid type, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lock in on anything, you know. I really don't know. How many corners they're gonna keep? 6? So you figure Diggs, Bland, Ravel, Carson, Elam, probably Keeman Hall. So that's 6. Butler goes to
IR.
IR. The Goodwin's a special teamer. Mukwamu maybe. I mean,
Mukwamu I'd put with the safeties. To me, I was keeping 5 safeties. And right, because you're bringing some up to the box. Then. To me, the 5 that is Hooker, Donovan Wilson, Wanye Thomas, and then Mukwamu, and then you have to keep Elijah Clark on this roster. I think he's one of those young guys that could be a possible future piece, but we don't know what he's gonna do or how he's gonna flash and everything like that. So I think that's at least a good project one. Marquise Bell, I think he got that contract. He could still be in the mix in that sense, and that's the reason why maybe somebody else doesn't make this roster, or they're trying to get guys like Elijah Clark onto the practice squad. So I think that contract right there. I mean, unless you let me know differently, when can you get out of that Marquise Bell contract?
Yeah, I'd have to look at that.
I feel like he didn't sign that.
Yeah, I'll look at that in a minute. I'm just getting my names down.
Let me see if I can find it while you're thinking of that. Yeah. So I mean, to me, there's 6 safeties right there. I
like the guy that you brought up. I do like the guy that you brought up, Elijah Clark. So yeah, I'm counting 6 myself: Hooker, Bell, Mukwamu, Thomas, Wilson, Clark. Who am I missing? It seemed like we're awful light there. But I guess well, I mean, you figure you have Marquise Bell. Okay. Now we do have, like, Mukwamu can fill in both. Malik Hooker. So you got Bell, Hooker, Israel Mukwamu. So that's 3. Wanye Thomas. Really like Wanye. Year 3 of Wanye. Big guy too. Yeah. He's 6'3", 217. I think he emerges this year. Donovan Wilson, he's 30 this year. Makes a lot of mistakes. He may be on his way out. It's just me. I think he could get some money and save some money there. So that's basically it. They have the 6. I think Elijah Clark makes this team. Yeah. I think Elijah Clark is on the squad. I think you could possibly see Donovan Wilson go. You'll have Hooker, Bell, Mukwamu, Wanye Thomas, and Elijah Clark. I think that very well may be, but we'll see. I mean, we shall see. Because Donovan Wilson is a hit or miss player. I mean,
He
he's
hits
a
big.
type
He
of
does
guy
some pretty
that-
good stuff, but yeah.
but he makes a lot of mistakes too. I mean, I always see him trailing. I always see him making a mistake and trying to make up for it running down the field. And I don't know that Eberflus is going to want that. He needs guys disciplined back there. So we'll see. Water, man. We're drinking just water tonight, brother.
I got tea.
Yeah. Ultra says Hooker, Bell, Dono, Clark, Izzy. So, yeah, I think Dono may be out. And,
Well, he has Wanye Thomas being out too.
yeah, Wanye Thomas
Could
is
be.
gonna-
I mean, that could to me as well too. I mean, he hasn't really, as much as I like his body of work. In
I
his
like him
past,
better than Marquise Bell. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. I would agree on that one too.
But, Marquise Bell, we were all joking on him
He was a
about him
baller.
playing linebacker, but he didn't really do much last year. I mean, that's the thing, So we shall see. I'm trying to. Who did you ask me how many years? I mean, who were you talking about? Were you talking about Bell? or
Yeah, I
Thomas?
was looking at
Marquise Bell
Marquise
is in
Bell,
his
yeah.
final year of his deal.
Oh
Unless,
wow,
yeah,
so
he's
you
in
could
year
technically
4.
walk away from him.
He's 6'3", 205 out of Florida A&M. He's a safety. Do you remember he went undrafted? He's actually a local kid from me. And let's see real quick. And let's see who we got here. Josh Butler, he's year 2. He was a rookie last year. The 6'4", and he has 2 years of experience. He was 6
Butler,
foot
wasn't he
180.
from the? I thought he was from USFL.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, he only has 2 years of the pro experience.
Yeah.
Kalen Carson, he's in year 2. Yeah, he's in year 2 as well. 6 foot 195. Yeah, I miss Sadiq Charles. You're right. He's a big dude. 6'4", 321, the guard. So yeah, I did miss him. But yeah. So again,
Let's see what camp does, right? Let's see what camp shakes
Well,
that up.
we
I
were
think that
talking
there,
about-
that was your draft order. Who we draft and stuff, and then let's see how much
Remember,
the
we were
combine.
trying to find a way to get Makuba because we thought he would fit good in this defense. Eagles got Makuba, so shout out to them. I like him. I like Andrew Makuba. Small guy, but still he makes plays, and he's a heavy hitter for a little guy. Marquise Bell signed a new 3-year deal worth.
See, that's what I remembered. That's what I remember him
Okay,
signing something.
all right.
Not too long
Yeah,
ago.
my bad. Bobby, what's up, brother? The chat is too toxic for me. I'm out. Go Birds. What's the toxic? What's the toxicity? I don't see anything toxic. You're the same guy who's bringing up Dank DeMoss. What are you talking about? Right? Oh, it's not. It's probably not toxic enough for him. Maybe.
Oh, I see.
Maybe that's what it
He
is.
likes it. He likes it. Toxic.
Brokeback Mountain.
But no, man,
too.
we just
Arsenal.
we just went through. I mean, I think that was pretty fair. I mean, we have a lot of new guys on this roster, which we knew. I mean, we knew 20-something slots were going to be opening up, and that's what they went and got. Whether it's young guys in the draft, they actually went out and got some free agents. That's a new one. I don't know if. Let's be real. They're setting up their coaches to have some kind of success and not a total failure.
Right.
I think there's still a lot of question marks, and I think we all can agree that. I'm interested to see some training camps, some preseason
Vinny?
games, just to see some of these guys in action. But at the same time, it's not going to be the core of our team, and so I think that's where I'm watching to see how the injury list, the PUP list, all those things play out as we go along. They're expecting
up,
people to
Mike
be a
Rizzo?
certain part of their rehabilitation. Some of them are a little bit farther than others, and I think even when you talk to see Diggs and stuff like that, when we talk about him, that fine is just the 80% of working out with these doctors compared to what I hear that he's that he's ahead of schedule, but we won't know until they do stuff, because they talk, but until you see him sitting there on the sideline not doing anything, you're not really going to know anything.
Yeah.
So Bryan, man, I think we did it right there, man. We did like a
Yeah, I'm
almost an
looking
hour
at
and a
the
half.
time. Holy shit, it's 9:20. I had no idea. Sorry, I'm talking a lot.
But anything you
breaking
want to
down,
say?
man.
I mean, we're tired. I want some football to be here. I'm with Randy. I'm going to get that clip down with Randy. Just want some football to be here, So
Yeah.
be angry.
No, I think it was a good show. We didn't have a plan, but the fact that we went over some of the names, you know, just some of the highlights, you know, just looking at it. Clark, you know, Clark in the safety. I think he actually gives you a lot of flex too. He could actually play. He's a physical little guy. I think the Clark's going to be big. Just looking at just some standouts that maybe not everybody's thinking about. Like I brought up Tommy Akinbisote out of Maryland, Jay Toia. We're very excited about like guys like Shamar James and Justin Barron. You know, I don't know. I'm very excited. Savon Ravel, you know, he was arguably the best corner in the draft. If he didn't get the ACL, where is he at? Probably not going to be ready to go early, but he's a big dude, looks fluid. Just a lot of excited young players. You know, it's just. Randy says, "Need football here now." Super chat. Thanks, thanks, brother. Thank you so much, brother. So,
I'm trying to look at to see if I can find Bell's contract here because I know he did sign that 3 year, $12 million. But I'm trying to see, was that that last off season? I think that was. Yeah, I know it's just not loading for me right now.
Yeah, I could see it here. I mean, I have.
So
it right
he
here.
has the first one this year. Yeah, so he's right. Yeah, it's fresh.
Yeah, but what's his guarantee? Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. So Marquise
1.2, 1.5.
Yeah, Marquise Bell. There you go. The yeah. So again, he's way down there. He's not making much money. So
yeah, cap number is like 2.2, 2.8, and 3.6 in the next couple of years. So
he's on the team.
He's definitely gonna be on the team.
I'm trying to find the role. You know, I'm trying to find what role he's going to play on this team.
Well, I think what's funny is that he's so used to seeing him with these big bodies, you don't tend to think that he's big. But being for 6'3", you know, 205, I mean, he's not small either. I was, for some reason, thinking he was like 5'11" or something.
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah,
anyway, man. Listen, it was a good talk, man. We need to break some of these names down because come next week, that's all we're going to be talking about. I still think we could use another D tackle. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do anything.
There's some definitely positions I'd be okay with them going out and grabbing some extra.
Yeah. So it'll be very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm excited though. I'm ready for some football. And it's, like in my video this morning, I said this is the last Friday without football for until February.
Yeah.
Really is. So I'm excited for it.
So Brian, anything you want to say to the group before we get out of here?
We're good, man. We said it. I did enough talking.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate everybody coming through. Everybody giving their opinions. I think as we break down this roster, I think there's a legitimate battles that are going to be through this training camp. I mean, we're talking about whether the people are trying to make that skim of the roster, trying to make it. Some of them need to make a really big splash in order to outdo some of these names that are already here, and some of these contracts as well. So I appreciate everybody coming through, talking trash. And one thing I appreciate everybody not forgetting to do is ring
that bell.
That damn bell. All right, man. You guys take care. Peace.
That was ominous. What the was that? What the is this?
Dice que todo se va, sáquenme la botella que funda para gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile y bye. Ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo para ti. Lo que tengo para ti. Sé que te va a encantar como me tuyo.
What the heck was that? Forgot what I was gonna say.